Shoulders and glutes today, baby. And like I said in the last video, I'm going to try and make these videos a little bit shorter because under 30 minutes performs better. And honestly, if I can have workouts that are shorter than 30 minutes, let's fucking go. So one of the things that I did, but I just didn't film it, was my 2 minutes on the rowing cardio, whatever, because it's just 2 minutes, and it's a warm up. That's my warm up. But we're doing shoulders and glutes, and we're gonna start with a little warm up of cable lateral raise. Cool. I would start on the left side. That's my weaker side in most areas. You always want to start with the weaker side so that the stronger side can just match that. That's how you avoid imbalances. Alright, we did 6, and then we did a couple leg and partials. We're going to drop the weight. Four, and then 2 leg and partials. Alright, 6. 6, 4, 6. Balls. Balls. Don't ever let anyone touch your balls. That's your private area. What am I doing? 6. Drop. And then last one. Done. I'm going to glutes. I'm going to do kickback. I used to do hip thrusts, but they were just so crazy on the nervous system and the setup and unsetup time. Kind of made them like minimum 40-minute workout. So I swapped that out because I'm not focusing on those. I took it out in favor of something that I can have shorter workouts. That is a machine kickback.
Wow, oh my gosh, can you believe it?
Let's see, how's this? Yeah, it should be. Oh, nah, that's good with the height. Let's do 85 for a warm up. I haven't fully figured out what weights I'm comfortable with on this, but anyways, I'm gonna squat down a little bit. So it's all about the stretch. And when I squat down a little bit, my knee is tucked in. That means more stretch on the glute, which doesn't matter for the warm up, but it will for the working sets. Is that a Zin? Someone spit out their Zin on the floor. Alright, let's do 220. I remember I did a lot more reps with the weight I had chosen the first few times because I thought it would be heavier. But no, I'm actually stronger than I thought I was. So, go me. Woohoo. Eight. Nice. Four. Another 4. What did I do on the first one? 8 and then 2 lengthened partials? I think that's what I did. Alright, let's do it on this side. Nice. One more. No más, baby. Oh, Lord. Like I said, bowls. Alright. Heck, yuck. Emphasis on yuck. Pause. No. Yeah, I was doing dumbbell shoulder press, overhead, whatever, as the second shoulder exercise for this for shoulder glute day, but I don't know. I want to play around with having the rear delt fly second instead of last. We're gonna see how we like it. Remember, folks, embrace imperfect workouts. You don't need a perfect program the first time you walk into the gym. You just need to walk in and do something, and then you can improve from there. You can make adjustments. And you know, that's what I do as far as the gym goes, but in other areas of life, I need to take my own advice. Yeah. Anyways, I got distracted by this guy doing a lap pull down with a cable, which is fine. It's perfectly fine. I like it. My criticism, though, is what padding or resistance you have that stops you from just getting lifted up by the cable. Because when you have the seated lat pull down, you know, you got those little foam things right above your quads to prevent you from being lifted up by the cable when you're doing lat pull downs. You don't have that when it's the cable thing. Like, where is he? Where is he? I can't find him. There. Right there. Right there. What is resisting? What is stopping him from getting pulled up? Nothing. Aside from the fact that he's just firmly trying to plant himself. That's my problem with it. But if it works for him, it works for him. That's really what it boils down to, is you do what you like and what works for you. Right? Anyways. Yeah, I do the rear delt flies unilaterally. Because you can get, instead of doing this, that's only half the range of motion that your arm can do. Your arm can cross over. So we're just going to do that. With a little bit of a warm up on 24 pounds. Each side. All right, 11 minutes, 12 minutes. And all I did was 2 exercises. That's not good. I need to go faster. Here we go. Now we're going to switch to this side. All right. Let's drop it to 85. And on the 5 attachment thing, that is already down. So add 5 pounds. It's 90. Let's see how much I can do. I've always been weak with these. I don't know why. Maybe I just didn't do much shoulder shit when I first got into the gym, which is true. I didn't do a whole lot of shoulder stuff. Six. I wanted to go for 8, but 6 is fine. Four. Two. Goddamn. Switch sides. Last one. Damn. Funky stuff. Yeah, I definitely got to wipe down this one. I put straight armpit on that cushion. Straight pit. All right. over to the good girl, bad girl machine, where we will be opening and closing our legs. Pause. Yeah, this is the only one over here. Where we open our legs against resistance. Because we want to strengthen our resolve to be a bad girl. That's good for the glute. Because there's two directions that most people want to grow their glutes, from what I've found, mainly women. You know, when you are viewed from your side profile, you want to look like you want to be built like the letter P. Sure, yeah. But what about viewed from, head on, front or back, You want to have a little bit of angularity to it. Not me personally, I don't care. It's just I want to have a rounded out physique. But I hope I'm making sense. I'm exercising right now. The blood flow is everywhere except up here. So, everywhere. Yeah. So, glute kickback. If your body is standing straight like this, the glute kickback is going that way. But when you are viewed from the front like this, these are your legs from the front. Doing that, opening the legs, hits like the side direction of the glute. I don't know if I'm making sense on this, but point is, hit your glutes from different angles. Yeah, this guy just sat down here. I'm gonna go do dumbbell overhead, whatever. Even though that would be 2 shoulder exercises in a row, which is going to be weaker for it. Whatever. Let's do that. Make sure that we're not intruding on anyone's privacy, getting them in the frame. Hello. That's too low of an angle. Yeah, that should be good. We're basically up here now. Boom, Bada bing, bada boom. We're doing dumbbell overhead press. Have you ever heard of it? Start with 50s. And now I know when people do these, they're like 90-degree angle, 90-degree angle. Fuck that. Because look, in the plane of motion that your shoulder is moving like that, you can go further down. Further down means more stretch. More stretch means more efficiency for growth. Right? So, I haven't done a shoulder workout in maybe a week or two, so I'm feeling weak on these. These 50s feel like a heavy set of 50s. I don't know if I'm gonna like this. We gotta do it. All right, 8 and 2 partials. And I have a very loose definition for partials, if that wasn't clear. It's just any attempt that isn't past. Any attempt where I go past literally being motionless from the effort is a partial. If I just can't move the weight anymore, at all, not even an inch, that's just pure failure. 0 RIR. Almost hit you, Mr. Camera. My apologies. Over to the 40s. Now imagine if you had a nutsack where each ball weighed 40 pounds. They'd be sagging a lot. Not that that matters. I don't think a saggy ball sack matters in any context, no matter what. I bet you never expected to hear that sentence in your life. That's the first time I've ever heard that sentence. That's the first time that sentence has ever been uttered in human history. Can we do one more? Yep. I need to wipe that down. They don't have any of these wipey poos near the dumbbells. What a tragedy. How fucking tragic. Because my sweaty ass, he's sweating on this. I actually sat down, I looked on the headrest, and I was like, that's someone else's sweat. I don't like that. Now, well, caveat, this is just personal preference of mine. If there's no sweat, you don't gotta wipe that shit down. But that's just me. I have absolutely no issue with an unwiped machine, assuming the person before wasn't sweating their balls. You about to go on this, man? You're about to go on this?
Sorry?
Are you about to go on this? All right. Hopefully he doesn't take forever. No, I'm doing like a drop set type of deal. It takes like a minute and a half.
I'll be quick, bro.
Okay, that's fine. See, we can just be chill, peaceful, collaborative. Don't worry about it. Okay. Alright, let's get this done real quick for his sake. No warm up. Let's just skip straight to it. Now remember last time I was doing this, dropping one peg was a bit too small of a drop for it to mean anything. I went straight to failure after one rep. So we're dropping by 20 pounds instead. Another 20 pounds. There we go. Done. There we go. I appreciate it, man. And look, just like that, 25 minutes. Lovely. Glutes and shoulders, done.